Insane traffic? Yep. Not seeing any celebrities? Yep. Super friendly people? Yep. Hey there, fellow travelers. Today we're here in Los Angeles, and today we're going to talk about is actually the shocks that tourists have when they come here to LA. Because there's some things you might not expect to happen when you come here that might actually happen or actually not happen, all right? And I think the first shock that I have for coming here to LA, and something that I think if you come here you really will experience and understand, is LA is not the stereotype that you think about, that you see on TV or in movies or hear in the news. This city really cares about itself. You'll see people giving back to their communities. You'll see people working hard to have beautiful beaches and beautiful places to go and hang out and do things and really become a part of a community here. And when you think of big cities, you don't really think of that. And when you think of LA, you just think, oh, everybody's a celebrity or wannabe celebrity. Yeah, there are those people. But honestly, once you kind of skim that away, this is actually a great place to be. And it's not the stereotypes you think of, which is really, really great. And I think that leads to the second thing that shocked me when I came here is how friendly the people in Los Angeles are. I mean, everywhere I've gone, from Uber drivers to restaurants to on the street to asking people at museums, I mean, shopping spots, everybody's been just super chill and super friendly and super helpful. Now, of course, that's not everywhere. You have jerks everywhere you go. I mean, you got to pay attention. But for being such a large city and have so many tourists come through and have so many things going on, I found the people of LA to be actually really friendly and really helpful. So if you're coming here, ask the local where you should go eat. You know, if you're talking to your Uber driver, ask them, hey, where should I go? What should I do? Because you'll get so much information from them. And since you're going to be in the car with them for a long time, it probably will help pass the time in those drives. But honestly, those are the two biggest things that really changed my perception after being here for about 8 days, is that it's not the stereotypes and the people really are super friendly when you are here. But even though there's some really nice things that I've really experienced from here, one shock I really did see is really how run down some of the really major sites are. I mean, and there's major locations. I mean, you go to Hollywood Boulevard. I mean, you just walk around going, I don't feel comfortable here. It's messy and it's dirty and you're kind of like, why am I here again? Oh, that's right, to see the Walk of Fame, to see the stars, to get my picture taken with somebody that I found was super awesome sometime in my life, which is cool. But you notice it's kind of run down. And if you go to downtown Los Angeles, which honestly, probably not going to be in the highest part of your list. If you watch our Don'ts of Los Angeles video, I'll talk more about that. But honestly, you're like, wait, you're downtown. I would think it would be a bit more than a few blocks that are really nice and then kind of not very nice at all. And so that's one thing that's kind of sad and what shocks when you're here. You think, oh, certain places would be really spiffied up, and they're not. I mean, don't get me wrong, like Beverly Hills looks fantastic, and you go to Santa Monica, it looks great, but some places here do seem a bit run down. Just need a little elbow grease, you know, to make it a little bit nicer. But it's interesting to see that when you know how much the locals care about their community. So I'm thinking eventually things will turn around for that. Now, the fourth thing that shocks tourists when they do come here to Los Angeles is the homeless situation. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. LA has a huge homeless population, okay? And whether you're at Venice Beach or you're walking around Hollywood or you're out by the airport or you're in downtown, I mean, you are going to see a number of homeless, people, and you're going to see homeless encampments, you're going to see tents, you're going to see them with their stuff. And it is something that's all over the city. Now, they're trying to help out. They're trying to improve the situation because it's really sad. And you see some that are mentally ill and some that are using drugs, and it can be a bit worrisome and shocking for a tourist. So do be careful when you're around there. I mean, I've been accosted by them as well, and the people around here, hey, watch out, just kind of stay to the side and you'll be okay. Because in general, they will stay out of your hair and they won't bother you. If you want to help them out, feel free to give them money or give them food or whatever, but just know that it's going to be something that you're going to see and it's going to be all over the place, all right? Now, another thing that might shock you when you come here is the weather. And no, I'm not talking about beautiful sunny weather with these beautiful beaches and just, oh, fantasticness. Oh, no. What's going to shock you about the weather is when it rains a little bit, people lose their mind, okay? Now, if you're coming from other parts of the world, you're thinking, rain? Why would people be upset with rain? Do they get a lot? No, we're talking like 0.1 of an inch or 1/10 of an inch. People are like freaking out and the news is like, oh, watch out. And the thing is people say, oh, well, the people don't know how to drive in the rain. Well, it's not that they don't know how to drive in the rain. It's just that you have all this cement and just a little bit of water with nowhere for it to go means you can have water like this deep just rushing down the streets. So don't be shocked if it's a rain is in the forecast. If people say, hey, you know what, we need to cancel our plans for today, because it can get a bit dangerous when you're not expecting it. When you hear a tenth of an inch, that's it. Yeah, a tenth of an inch can cause problems. Now, another thing that shouldn't shock you when you're here, because you've heard about it 3,000 times about coming to Los Angeles, is the traffic when you do come here. I mean, it's traffic morning, noon, and night. And it's not like it goes down. It always is high and then just goes up during rush hour traffic. And you can lose hours of your day if you do not plan correctly when you are going to be coming here. So no matter how much you've heard of the gridlock traffic and all the traffic, just everything there and the road rage, you are not prepared for what's going to happen when you come here. I mean, it is off the charts, hair ripping out, inducing, like, oh! But you'll see, I mean, and the thing is, what'll happen when you see some of these traffic and you see some of that gridlock is what people are doing to get around it. I mean, I've seen almost like death accidents for people trying to rush on the shoulder of the road and take out down that way, or swing a Yui in front of trucks. I mean, it's insane. And as a tourist, it can be pretty shocking. So give yourself plenty of time if you have to go anywhere, okay? That's why when they say, oh, where are you going to go? Oh, it could be 10 to 20 minutes or 10 to 50 minutes, depending on how traffic is. Yeah, it can happen, okay? So just be prepared. So plan your driving around that, plan your Ubering around that, because honestly, I was at the Getty and I left a half hour early so I could get home an hour earlier, okay? So something to think about. Now, another thing that's gonna shock you when you come here is when you go in that beautiful water over there, how cold it is. Yes, the water here on the coast of California and here by Los Angeles is a bit nippy, okay? If you look around here, you'll notice there's no adults in the water. It's just kids. Kids that don't realize that it's really, really cold, all right? So if you're gonna be coming to the beach, really be prepared for the chilly water. Like, bring your stuff, you know, hang out, have a chair, you know, enjoy your time, bring a ball, do whatever you wanna do. But just know that getting in the water is gonna be super, super chilly, okay? And it doesn't matter if you're up by Malibu or you're here in Manhattan Beach, it's gonna be a bit cool. Now, here's one thing that really surprised me, because you come to LA, I have to tell you, it is not a cheap place to visit, but it doesn't have to break the bank. Look, you have so many activities in the city that are actually free that you can actually, you know, not bust your bank, right? Hollywood Walk of Fame, you can walk there and see the Chinese theater. You walk by it, that's free to go see. Wander down Rodeo Drive. Yes, the stuff to buy is expensive, but it's free to walk through there. Look at these gorgeous beaches right behind me. Free, free, and free. Oh, and did I mention that the Getty Center and the Getty Villa and, you know, and a number of other museums are actually free, or they have free days during the week, or free times during the week, or a free day during the month. There's so many things you can do here to not bust your budget, that when you do have to spend the money for things, you have things that can equal it out. One of the best things to do is just going hiking in the hills, or going hiking in the canyon, or in some of the parks. It's just really beautiful to do. And I'm going to tell you another shock you're going to have, and those canyons and those hikes are going to help you out, is you're going to be shocked that you're more likely to see a celebrity or an actor or a famous person doing a hike in the canyon or riding a bike on a trail than you will in Beverly Hills or Hollywood, okay? Because that's where they're hanging out. They're not hanging out at Beverly Hills. They're not hanging out in Hollywood. You're not going to see the celebrities there. So go and do some hikes. Go explore some more. Go into the neighborhoods. You're going to have a better chance of seeing someone going, oh, there's a famous person, and get your picture with them, or just picture from the distance, or whatever. But just know that you're probably not going to see him, but you'll be shocked when you do. But don't be shocked if it's not in Beverly Hills or Hollywood. It's going to be on those trails. And then my last and most frustrating shock when you come here, because it's going to shock you frustratingly when you arrive and frustratingly shock you when you leave, is your LAX experience. Look, LAX is the international airport here in Los Angeles. It's one of the busiest airports in the country. It's got tons of people going through there, and there's tons of headaches that happen when you're trying to get there and when you're trying to get out of there. And they are trying to improve it. They're rebuilding terminals. They're making it better for transit and getting there, and they're trying to make it better. But honestly, whether you're trying to get your luggage, or you're trying to find your bus to take you to a hotel, or your bus to take you to a parking spot, or a bus to a rental place, or a bus to find the Ubers, or whatever, it is such a frustrating, shocking, like, what is going on when you get to LAX? Okay, so be prepared, Be calm, okay? Be calm. You'll be fine. Just make sure you pay attention. If your hotel has a shuttle, specifically ask them where to go. If you're using a parking garage, make sure you grab your ticket when you come back and let them know and have them tell you exactly where to go, because I saw a few tourists that took the wrong buses and it was a little hard getting back to the terminals to get on the right bus again. So do have a heads up for that. And the thing is, it's not just when you're coming in, it's also when you leave, when you're checking in and you're getting in there. Don't expect a lot of fun stuff when you get into LAX. It's amazing. Los Angeles is probably one of the best food cities in the United States, one of the best food cities in the world. And the airport doesn't quite live up to that reputation. So if you have an afternoon flight, go and pick up some fantastic food somewhere in the city before you go, because believe me, your options won't be as fantastic in the airport as they will be out of the airport, all right? So I hope this helps you get ready to come to Los Angeles. Hope these shocks don't shock you away from coming here, because honestly, I was shocked how much I really enjoyed this place and how much I really like the people here. When you learn all these different things, you see all these things on TV and movies and news, and you come here and you're like, this is actually a pretty dang cool place. So I hope you had the same experience as me. What shocked you when you came here to Los Angeles? Was it the buskers that were quite harassing you on Hollywood Boulevard? Was it something else? Do put it in the comment section below. And I'll say bye from here in LA. Well, actually LA County, because Manhattan Beach is its own city. So we're in Manhattan Beach, California in Los Angeles County. Bye.